Guys, today I'm going to be making a video of my top 10 roller coasters. Note that I haven't been on many roller coasters, so don't expect for there to be steel vengeance on this list, because I haven't been on it. The kind of rides that I really like B&Ms. I find them to be very enjoyable experiences, very smooth. I like positive G's and notes. I haven't made a video in like 29 years, but with all that being said, let's get into the vid. Peace. So, kicking off this list at number 10, a ride that I've done a review of. This is Rage at Adventure Island. This is just a good all-round experience. All the rides in here are good, but this is just an in general good ride. Gerstlauer, in general, they make some extremely good roller coasters, and this is by far one of Gerstlauer's best creations. But it's not their best. But it's out of the three that I've ridden, it's good. But number 9, we have Galactica. Now, this is the first B&M flyer and the only B&M flyer that I've done, and it is my least favourite B&M. But that's because all 4 of the B&Ms that I've done are god tier coasters, and one of them had to come last. I really enjoy this coaster, especially the part where you're lying on your back. It's a bit intense there. It's just so... I bet more than any other flying coaster, this one genuinely feels like you're flying, because it really does. And if all the other flying coaster or anything else like this, which I've heard that Tatsu is sort of like Galactica, except at the end it's just like it tries to murder you, which is going to be fun. But this is, if any of the other flying coasters are better than this, then they should all be great rides, but this is definitely one of my favourite coasters. Now, coming in at number 8, this is going to probably be a bit of an upset to some people. I have put Wicker Man below another certain family coaster. Now, I don't hate Wicker Man. I think it is a fantastic roller coaster, but I just really love this roller coaster because it's just got some of the best pacing on a family coaster, definitely. You just whip through every single element, it's one after another. Some great airtime moments, great positives in there. It's just all bam 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 thrown at you. You've got some brilliant laterals as well, and this coaster is just an all around fun roller coaster experience, and that is why I believe it's rated quite highly among enthusiasts. Not to mention the theming. You go through this massive Wicker Man statue total of 3 times. That is very unique. Now, coming in at number 7 is going to be very upsetting to everybody watching this video, because I have put 13 above Wicker Man and Galactica. Now, I know many people are going to be really annoyed at me for doing this. Why have you put Wicker Man above 13, below 13? Well, I don't think 13 is a better ride than Wicker Man. I personally do prefer it though. I think 13 is just a bit more unique than Wicker Man, because Wicker Man, it's a junior GCI Woody. At 13, it has the world's first vertical drop track element, which makes it so much fun. It's very fun. How fun can this coaster be? But when you go into that room, all the lights are off, and spoiler alert, skip the video about... Oh, no, you can't actually. There's a vertical drop track segment, and it's like almost like a drop tower. The track drops down, and you're getting some crazy weightlessness ejector positive airtime. And then you get shots backwards, and it's just enjoyable, and you come up into the final break one. Now, coming in at number 6, we have the one and only Colossus. This is the first ride to go upside down 10 times, and is the ride with the most inversions that I've been on. Now, I said in the intro that I really love inversions, so hasn't this ride come higher? Well, I do find that it loses a bit of momentum towards the end, but the main killer for this ride is its roughness. It's got such a great layout, I really do like it, but if it was still flying through the layout and all the barrel rolls were insanely whippy, and if it wasn't so rough, it might be higher on this list. And also, a lot of people seem to hate on this coaster because of the restraints. I don't really see why they're that bad. And the hang time that you get on the barrel rolls is absolutely crazy. It's so good. And that final barrel roll especially I found to be a bit whippy. But it's not good enough to make my top 5. Now, next up we have my favourite Gerstlauer. This is sort of the ride. The first drop is my favourite drop of any coaster, and looking at its layout, this is the best. You go into an Immelman, you got a crazy overbank, you got it's the best moment of airtime that I've ever experienced on that ejector hill. And obviously the final inversion is a little bit rattly. You'll see that Fort Park aren't really good with their smoothness, but yeah, I feel like this is the well-maintained, well-themed roller coaster. Now, coming in at number 4 is the third Fort Park coaster in a row. This is my intro coaster. This is Nemesis Inferno. Now, this is the coaster on my picture screen, so this does mean a lot to me, but not really. The original is better, but all the inversions thrown onto this ride, they're really good, compact. It's got the 2 interlocking corkscrews, which I really enjoy, and well, it's just so much fun. And I love the just sort of it might get a bit sort of lose momentum at the end, but Nemesis has that neutral intensity. This is sort of just some parts it's intense, some parts it isn't. But number 3 we have the one and only best themed coaster I've ever been on. This is Expedition Everest. This is literally the most immersive roller coaster experience ever. It's better themed than Wicker Man. It's definitely better themed than Colossus. That's got little to no theming. And when you stop and you see the rail has been turned, the all-around vibe that this ride gives, if you're looking at theming, this is the best coaster in the world for me. But if you're looking at everything else, it doesn't quite make it, because this is just a Vekoma mine train, really. That's what Expedition Everest is, a Vekoma mine train. So how it comes this high, better than any other coaster that I've ridden that isn't a V&M, is pretty cool. So without the theming, you've got a pretty good ride, but with the theming, you've got an incredible ride. Like, without the theming, this coaster I doubt would make my top 10, but this still is such a fantastic roller coaster, and the Yeti animatronic at the end is really spooky. And when you shoot out of that tunnel, this coaster, it's exhilarating from start to finish, and I love it. Now, sort of dipping in and out of the tunnels at the very end, it's very fun. Just constantly, the final helixes, they're very intense as well, very enjoyable. And obviously, I've already mentioned it, the Yeti animatronic. Wow! You dip down, you're pitch black, and then the lights flash, and you can just see this Yeti, like, wow! And then you hit the brakes. This is a good ride. You don't hit the brakes, you hit the brakes. But coming in at number 2, these are both B&Ms. I both love these coasters, but number 2, I have picked the Swarm. This is just my first wing coaster. I've only done it once, and that was in the front row. So maybe if I do it in the back row, I don't know, it will be better, and it might even be my number 1. But for now, it sits as my number 1 coaster. No, number 2, not number 1. I'm an idiot. But anyway, it does some very good inversions. It's quite just sort of calmly paced. And my one complaint of this coaster is the fact that it is just a little bit forceless. But no, it's like, I got off it and I was just like, oh my god, that was so forceless. But the theming is definitely some of the best that I've ever seen, because I love the final inversion where you literally go over the building on this insane inline twist. That's a great near miss. And that coaster does near misses very well. But coming in at number 1, what have I put, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I have put Nemesis at Alton Towers. Yes, the original Nemesis. So, you start off with a small dip, and somehow you gain so much momentum, and then all of a sudden, you just put into that helix, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to die. You then do a 0G roll over the station. You come up into a nice turn, and this ride, there's no calm section to it. It's all bam, bam, bam. The vertical loop is so intense and fun. I really love it. And I got to go on this coaster 4 times. And I reckon if I got it in the front row, I would have loved this coaster even more. But you're constantly, I love the fact that you're dipping in and out of trenches. The layout is so unique. It's nothing like B&M has ever done. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video, guys. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.